This is the Leeds Cup, the oldest trophy in professional golf. It is older than the Ryder Cup, the Wanamaker Trophy, even the Claret Jug. And in today's video, I will be facing off against 100 other pros for the honour of lifting this trophy. I'm hitting the ball so well. I'm playing the best golf of my life. Cheers. Oh no, it's going wrong. So the Leeds Cup is played here at Leeds Golf Club, which is in Leeds. And it's an event I've actually played well at in the past. It's one of the very few select courses that I come to and actually feel a little bit confident. So the Leeds Cup isn't the oldest professional golf tournament in the world. That tournament is taken by others, but it is the oldest bit of silverware which is available for pro golfers to play for. And it's absolutely scattered with famous names, and hopefully this year, maybe me. So on the face of it, when you look at this course, the winning total should be really low because it's only a short track, but it's tricky, it's tight, there's danger everywhere, but there's real moments of beauty as well. And you know what else would be absolutely beautiful? Is if you subscribed to this channel. We are pushing up to 700,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and it would be wonderful to have you along for the ride. Wow. I mean, if I have a start like that during the tournament, that'd be nice. So we've got some new additions in the bag as well. Some cosmetic, some serious. First of all, we have a new head cover for the lab. Just look at that beauty, and probably my favorite bit about this, putt over. Thanks for playing. Like, hopefully it's just a one putt as well, like not three. So first actual proper change, I've put the 40-60 Vokey in. So I've taken out the wedge from the Ping Blueprint S and put this in. I just found it a bit more controllable on some of the shots. The Ping was just a bit fiery every now and again. So the Vokey SM10 is in. New head cover for the big stick. So I'm trying to use this as a bit of inspiration. I'd also managed to give this face a little bit of a cave in. So I've got a new G430 Max 10K and a special edition Venter shaft. That now looks like an absolute beast. Also got a new grip on in the pro shop. It's like a whole new driver, but which is the same as my old driver. Probably the most interesting new addition though, we've got a Ping i15 3-wood. So with my 3-wood this year, I've just been a bit unsure. I've tried out some different things. I had the QI10 in, the hybrid's still sticking in from the QI10, but I've tried PXG, I've tried Titleist, nothing's quite fit. And then we did Golf Bidder Challenge a few weeks ago, and this 3-wood was just an absolute beast. So I put that in the hope that it solves my issues. Now the last little thing I've done is I've put new markings on my picks. So I love the picks design. I don't love the alignment aid which is already on the picks as far as like the TP5X marking. It just doesn't sit straight. So I've put this on with the back line which lines up to the design which I've got on the lap. Early practice with it, but so far, so good. So with the practice round, all I'm really trying to do, to be honest, is reacquaint myself with the golf course, understand where mostly the good misses are. Like a good shot's a good shot, but on this hole, for example, if I was to hit a 3-wood down here, that brings out of bounds into play down the right. If I hit a 4-iron, I know that's going to be short of that, a bit in the fairway. Leads me slightly further back, but then again, it doesn't mess with these bunkers. The second shot is slightly uphill, so I'm looking at 165 into this pin, which is still just a 9-iron. So it's trying to understand that, yes, I won't have as good a chance of making a birdie if I hammered it down here, but it still gives me an opportunity and it keeps me away from all the danger. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. It makes sense. But with my competition videos, with the Quest for the Open series kind of moving into next year, I'm going to be changing quite a lot of things. I've made good strides this year in my overall game, apart from the disaster which was Open qualifying, but there's some big changes I need to make again to try and up my level. I'm I'm a little bit sick and tired of being inconsistent, and I'm sick and tired of losing. So we've got back to the house, and I'm just going to talk you through what I'm trying to accomplish with my course strategy and something new that I'm really going to stick to going forwards. We've got this house for a couple of nights. I didn't actually realise that this comp has a cut, so I need to play well tomorrow or, well, I won't make the cut. That's how it works. So I've got here my strategy on ShotScope. Now what this allows me to do, it allows me to look at leads from a satellite view, add in what the crosswinds and what the winds are going to be tomorrow, which is about 15 miles an hour, and then apply my stats to the course to then really see where my balls are going to be landing and how I can plan my successful shots hopefully, but also my misses. So for example, this is the 6th hole, so this is the par 3, it's only a short one, but it's going to play directly downwind tomorrow. So 114 yards, but it's going to be playing like 106 with the wind. So if I add what my suggested club will be there, I want to take a little bit of spin off, so I'm going to put in my 54 degree, and you can see here the cone of dispersion is normally 12 yards with this. It's also suggesting how far the ball will travel. So it's just giving me an understanding of how much the wind is going to be affecting the ball. So I'm on to 7th, this is a crosswind, and in the practice round I hit a 4-iron, but the 4-iron actually brought in these 2 bunkers left and right of the fairway. Now what I'm thinking is if I stick in my 19 degree hybrid, if I strike that decent, that should carry over all the trouble. Or maybe I should hit my 3-wood and carry over all this danger. And that will actually kick onto a downslope and only leave me a flick into the green. So I'm going to actually change my strategy now to try and get beyond those bunkers and onto the downslope. I've done that for the whole course, and it's something that I'm just trying to stick to. Really, with my comps moving forward and the quest for the Open going into next year, I just need to start taking it just a lot more seriously. I need to start doing the things that a good professional golfer would do. I've been just inconsistent with it, and now it's getting to the point where I'm old enough, I'm wise enough to learn from my mistakes and actually start acting like a professional golfer rather than a YouTuber who's also a PJ Pro and he's just kind of turning up to these comps with a bit of practice hoping it goes well. Preparation is going to have to be much, much better.
On the tee, representing Quest Golf Academy, Peter Hinch.
Cheers. Sit. It's the first time I've ever hit this fairway.
It's a good omen.
Is it? Is it? Cheers, man. Okay, 97 yards. Wind is helping off the left. Should kick from the front of the green, so. Cheers. Left to right. Up the hill at the end. Hold. Cheers. Cheers. Good putt. Can't be too disappointed at not holding one for 35 feet. Cheers. 157, pin's 157, middle of green's 157. So the wind is directly across, but it feels like it's just funneling a touch down here, just a bit into. So 157, I'm going to play it further, 167. That's like a 9, but with the wind, going to like feel a little fadey 8 to the middle, I think. Sit. Cheers. It's worked out well. I gave myself a margin for error there, but yeah, that was a pull. Good clubbing there, but that's like 6-7 yards left of where I was aiming. It's fine, but obviously with these greens being so small, it's a massive difference. So it's just being precise.
Wasn't stopping.
Yeah, I was like, I'm trying like so hard to like concentrate a lot more on my putts, and I must admit that little Nissan Micra did interrupt my senses for a second. Go on, wind. Go on. That's okay. Fairways or near fairways and greens, that's all we're after. Chances, we just want chances. What do we want? Chances. When do we want them? 166. So it pins towards the back. 150 is my wedge, so I think that's probably the best bet. Don't want to go through the back of this green. As long as I can get it past that front right bunker, there's a slope that goes this way as well. So anything short right would funnel in, so yeah, it's just a solid wedge, middle of the green, putt for a birdie, not putt for a birdie. Cheers. Right, a little bit right to left down the hill. So early. It's a good putt, just went quite a bit. Cheers. Okay, just a fade on the corner. Come on. Cheers. Perfect. Pins 150 on the nose. 150 on the nose is just a pitching wedge. Depends how much it's going to be hit, but don't want to be long, so. Cheers. Small green this one as well, but again, exactly where I was aiming. Not looking at the pin. It's so hard because every time, like, naturally, as you look up, like your eyes search for your target, and target's pin, generally speaking. So you look up and you're focused on target, which was like the conifer behind the green. And then I'm like, just as I draw my eyes back to the ball, like a last little look at the pin, and I'm like, no, come on. Thanks. Trust your line, Pete, come on. Cheers. 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 Left edge of the fairway, come on. Oh, sit, get lucky. Oh, some more annoying, it's popped over it. Did not commit. Damn, that was an absolutely epic strike. Punch think I want to be looking at pitching this about 140. And if the wind gusts, I need to hit just like a 3/4 pitching wedge, so it lands in between the pin and the right bunker. Then it should move down left. I mean, great, amazing at the same time, gutted. There was a root there as well. We're okay. I mean, I'm obviously delighted with that, but it wasn't the shot I was trying to play. So that's the negative. But it's golf, isn't it? Like, you're never going to hit it absolutely perfect all the time. That was just a very good misjudgment, which is great. Pulled the arse off that. Trust the brake, man. What's going on? That was so silly, that. It was like, there was a bit of brake there. It was like on the left edge and then just like let it fall in. And I've just whacked it. Yeah, it's fine. Like, listen, it's fine. I'm sticking to the game plan. It's going okay. It is what it is. Okay, so 130, wind down off the right. So 130 is like a perfect 50 degree. So this will carry an extra 10 yards if it hit full. So I'm just gonna kind of knock one down, just try and take a little bit of spin off as well, because this green is super duper whooper spinny. So just knock it down around the pin. Yeah, that was always going to be a difficult one after that putt. I'm glad it wasn't a drive. We're back. Come on, go on. A lot of golf to go. Cheers. It's all right. Stay patient. It's a good putt. Cheers. Go on. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was just hoping to maybe get a kick and kind of trundle down there, but with the pin being at the front today, it's not the end of the world. That back ledge is a bit of a pain. So 103. Apart from a little push, that's bang on where I wanted it to be. Oh. It's okay. Patience, patience, patience. Cheers. No, par this course to death, I think. I'm going to send it to sleep until it's not looking, and then bam, birdie, boom, snatch and grab. So striking the ball incredibly well, and this tee shot on the 8th was a perfect example of that. It travelled about 300 and 600 yards, which I don't think is an actual distance, but it went a long way. I was very happy with pretty much everything within my game, obviously apart from the putts not dropping. Distance control with my irons, with my wedges, like this was 70 odd yards. It's good, but again, putting time and time again. Line-wise here, absolutely fantastic, but because there's so much pace, it burns past the edge of the hole. Apart from that short putt for birdie, my actual tidying up around the hole was pretty decent at this point. The 9th hole, tricky par 3 up the hill, just a 9-iron down the wind here. I was trying to effectively clear the false front and get it up onto the top edge. It caught the false front and it meandered all the way down to the front of the green. Me and false fronts, we don't get on very well. So from the front of this green, what I needed was a putt of perfect pace. And of course, that didn't happen because I have the touch of an elephant on the greens. And it left me with a putt of about 5 foot. Again, a tricky one right to left. Just got to get the break right, but I did manage to hole it. Overall, short putting good, mid putting not great, and long game fantastic. I don't think there's a single round this year where I've started with 9 straight pars and hit every single green in regulation. That is not something that I do. I am not synonymous with that kind of golf. 10th hole here is tricky. You actually hit over the 9th green. The wind howls off the left-hand side, 450 yards. There's actually a little drop in the fairway. If you get it to the top, you can run on a little bit. I was erring on the side of caution and hit this tee shot into the left rough. Got slightly lucky. I could have been blocked out by a little spindly tree, but just had enough room on the right-hand side. So I had to kind of hit a tiny bit of a draw, but managed to whip it round and hit a really, really good approach shot. This looked all the way down the pin, and I was actually getting excited, but it didn't kick on. It kind of dug its toes in. Still a decent chance for a birdie, and what I needed down the hill was a nice soft touch with the hands, which of course I didn't get. I did hit the lip, but I also burnt it about 6 foot past again. Now, when you continually leave yourself with that type of putt for par, eventually you're gonna miss one, and that's what I did here. It was just a little push. It wasn't massive, but it was enough just to take it to the right of the hole. All of a sudden, played some really good golf, never been in any kind of danger apart from that poor pace putting, and I'm 1 over. Move on to this par 5, which is a chance for a birdie, even though it's a very tricky hole, and probably my weakest shot of the round so far. Just a little push into the right trees, caught one of the firs there, dropped down, and just left myself with a really awkward second to try and advance it near the green. Had to hit a low slicey 4-iron under the tree. I hit an okay shot, didn't quite get as much slice as I wanted, and that left me in the left-hand semi. It'll run down into rough. So even on this 90-yard pitch, I actually played it well out to the right. Downhill putt, right to left. Good pace control needed. Feels like I've been saying that quite a bit. Thankfully, no, what am I talking about? Of course it didn't happen. I blazed it 6 foot past because that's what I do. I really needed a solid putt to get my equilibrium sorted. And that's what I did. Look at this, dribbled in the front edge of the hole. Once you start hitting that amount of putts for par, as mentioned, that your nerves do get frayed. There's absolutely no doubt about it. The very best player in the world eventually will start thinking, am I going to hold this? This was probably my best tee shot of the day. That hybrid is just one of the best clubs I've ever had. A raking draw around the corner. The whole fairway slopes from left to right, so you've got to hit a draw into it if you want to hold it, or it's all going to run out into the rough. And I did that, and I did a little 54-degree into the green, and I struck it unbelievably well. Might be the best struck 54-degree wedge that I've ever done. It felt absolutely fantastic. Left myself with a putt, downhill, left to right. Could I get the pace? It was better. Just misjudged the line. It was frustrating at this point, I have to say. To hit so many good shots and not be rewarded by a birdie, it's hard to stay relaxed when that's happening, but I needed to stay calm. I needed to just keep on grinding it out and see what happened for the rest of the round. Kind of feels like it's just a solid 9, or it's like a tiny flighted 8. As soon as it gets above the trees, it's just going to get hit. There's 165, that is my 9-iron. As far as side quest goes, will we still hit every green right?
Yes.
Okay. High enough. Trust your line. Come on. Come on, stay patient. I knew the line, I just shoved at it. Broke my hand as well. Par 5, second shot. The target behind the green is pretty accurate to where the middle of the green is, but the slope at the front is huge. There's 200 to the middle, it's 188 to the front. Realistically, this is like a 170 shot, and it's all going to kick on. Wind's off the right, so I'm just going to try and hit an A time basically at the post and hope it all kicks down. Hold there, hold there, hold there, hold there, kick right. It's kick left. Just came off a touch left. It's fine, it's probably just kind of left side of the green. Down and left to right. Can't put it through, will it? It's a little chip. Come on. Cheers. On the fly, 8 times. Okay, come on. So hard to be relaxed and positive after that, to be honest. But still 4 holes, still birdie chances. At least I know what we're going to be doing after the round anyway. That's a bonus. Right. Come on. Stay positive, you're playing well. Putts will drop and they won't. Just got to get the pace. Get the pace. Just believe they're going to drop. And if they don't, get it in the house and they'll all drop tomorrow. Just missed the bunker. Just a little bit right, but it's a great strike. Yeah, just don't want to be in the trees on the left. Kind of want to be, again, left edge of the fairway so it rolls down. But I think that's okay. I was saying one of the reasons I've tried to switch into hitting more of a draw and more of a neutral flight rather than just a fade was whenever I played here, I've in the past had some really good scores. And this hole, for whatever reason, I couldn't get over it. I kept ending up by that wall. So I was like, right, okay, this time is going to be different. All right, 124. Kind of pins towards the front of this green, straight into wind. 140 is a 3/4 wedge, that's what I'm going to hit. Just. I was actually really nervous then. I hit that, it came out really well. I was like, oh God. So I'll be halfway down to 17. Cheers, mate. Another one. Literally right in the bubble. +1 at the moment, I think. Is it, what's it, within 8 or?
8 or 10.
I think it's within 8.
Yeah, but don't forget, it's got a lot of people behind us, I imagine.
Yeah.
It's a bit.
Stick to the plan. Right. Hopefully it's the right decision. 112. It's just a 3/4 54. Come on, man. All this pot. Birdie at last. Normally in these events, obviously just filming kind of our shots, but we've just approached the green. I'm just going to let Tim get his ball out the hole.
Just in the hole, yeah?
Yes. Would you look at that? Easy. What an easy game we play.
Lucky there.
Cheers. You're gonna have to get a bit of a huff puff counter going on the video today. I'm gonna give myself a bit of credit here, Karen. I feel I've kept remarkably calm. I feel I've played so well. I feel the most annoying thing, the most frustrating thing is I feel I've actually not putted that badly.
Yeah.
Like a lot of my lines I've hit. Pace control has been getting better, certainly on the front line wasn't very good. But I don't feel I've done like that much wrong, but I know my strokes getting putted after this round is going to be like plus 98. But you have these days, I've struck the ball great, I've just not holding it. So it is what it is, but one more chance for a birdie, chance for a hole in one. That'd be good. That'd be good. And then just, yeah, get in, hopefully make the cut, do some putting practice this afternoon, jump on a call with the PJ Tour. There's a lot to be happy about. 165 to the pin. It's a bit tricky because it's kind of straight downwind, uphill. I think it was 3%, I think, uphill. So that's going to take off a little bit of yardage, but the wind is quite strong. So I'm just going to have a nice, smooth 9. I don't think I'll be able to get my wedge all the way back there. There's a big false front at the start of this green, so I think just a nice 3/4, take a little bit of spin off 9-9.
Strike, quick. Super strike. Now, go on, get on it. Get on it. Go, go, go. Yeah, good shot.
54. Let's get a movement up the slope. Go. Fucking dead bounce.
Yeah, well done, mate.
Cheers, mate. Well,
Absolute pleasure.
pleasure, mate. Well played. Good stuff, pal.
Thanks, man. Good play.
So we just had the news that he's made a cut.
The big news.
The big news.
It's just come across on the news at 6. Everyone's very excited. What have I made it by? Have I made it on the number?
I think he's won. It's 5 under.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, got loads of shots to spare there. Loads of shots to spare. Yeah, so that's good. I think overall the plan worked then. You know, trying to be a little bit conservative as far as making the cut. It's interesting what we do tomorrow though. Like, do we stick to the same game plan which was working as far as hitting the greens? Or do we go a little bit more attacking so we can try and get a bit closer? We'll have to check the weather. I think probably the same approach and go practice putting. That sounds like a good plan.
And food.
And food.
Right, Pete. What's the game plan today?
Game plan today is to have the biggest cup of coffee in the world, which we've got but I've not yet consumed. Take a couple of painkillers. Go out, have a stretch at the golf course. Strike it as well as I did yesterday. But then, I really just want to hold a few putts. So I'm going to, same thing, same game plan as far as like just trying to stay patient. No matter what happens, stay patient. That's it. That's all I'm looking to do.
Yeah.
Everything else will be what it will be.
Do the same as yesterday, but just a few more putts dropping.
Yeah, but if they don't, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's just golf, you know what I mean?
There it is, mate. Trophy. I love that, waiting on the first tee for everyone to tee off. Actually, like, imagine what it must be like at an event, like a proper major, when it's on the first tee. No chance of winning it, and you tee off. It's kind of what I feel like right now. But is there a chance, Kieran? Imagine if I box this first tee shot. First tee shot, first second shot. Honestly, mentally I need to wake up a little bit. 113. Again, just would be landed about 100 yards to kick off. Yeah, it all depends on that bounce, doesn't it? That green. I think it's okay. No, it's great. Cheers. Oh, brilliant. Go on then. You can literally go there. Like, mission complete. Epic strike. Just a bit left. I think his kicks back onto the fairway there. 146 middle, 152 pin. Wind feels like it should be off the right, so let's get a normal solid wedge. Cheers. Hey Kieran, how'd you fancy doing some more work on a greens in regulation counter for these 2 rounds? Consistently going. Get a birdie counter going as well for this round. Cheers. One of them again. Okay, 1 through 2. Yeah, again, just like pace on the first putt, whacked it past. Just pace. Still there. Just a wee bit toey. It's okay, it's just on the right side. So we clipped a tree and came down, which is good. It's left me 215 pin, which is right at the back. It's 190 front, that's the number. Just trying to get it rolling. I think it's just a kind of drawn 7-iron in towards that front of the green and just hopefully let it bound on a touch. Hold that line, kick left. Must admit, I thought I'd hit an absolutely perfect golf shot there. That kicked up, but I don't think it kicked on. Hopefully it's reached the front edge because I want that green regulations counter to keep going. I reckon I must have pitched into like an upslope and that's what popped it up. 50 degree, trip and run. Right to left and left to right. Wow, pacey again. Hitting the ball so hard. Wow, unbelievable scenes. Oh man, why aren't you my hype man, Kieran? Tim's giving me all this positive feedback. Touch. Yeah, just might just a barrel through the fairway. That was my first like really good strike there. Okay, so a few holes in. I mean the putting stroke feels as good as it did yesterday. It's just a few have gone in so far. It's golf's a crazy game. I almost left the course yesterday feeling like today I was going to putt well because it would have been almost impossible to putt worse than yesterday in respects of hole in putt. So yeah, feeling all right. Just need to get my posture, my alignment, get that all right with the full swing and just have a great day. Don't hit it fat. Travel, travel, travel. Cheers. That was very nerve-wracking. That was like literally in between two routes, like that. This is a putt I actually wanted early in the round, like downhill, left to right, like a good test of pace control. Sounds a bit sick, but I want it.
Yeah, well done.
Cheers. Cheers. Yes, as soon as you started walking, Tom, it started to turn. Yeah, that's the one I wanted. Just a nice, good like pacer for the rest of the day. Just downhill, drop it in. All right. Go on, wind, nudge it, nudge it. Be all right. Just overdid it. Get your posture. My posture don't feel very good today. Come on. Get on it. Oh, God, that looked amazing. I mean, it was a little bit of a pull, but that looked absolutely all right. Yeah, it was so it was 136 pin. 130 is my kind of full 50 degree. I'm obviously hitting off a slight slope, draw the ball, well, move the ball left. Moves the ball left back into the wind, it's going to stall it, but it's slightly down. So I was just hoping for a little bit of extra carry, but that was a club to not go long, basically. If that had finished on the pin, fantastic. But I'm just a little bit short. It's okay. It's a tricky hole. Pete. It was a good putt. It's exactly where I wanted to. Just that first one again, pace. Pace, pace, pace. 120, spin it. It's a bad shot. Cheers. all that good work wiped out. That's such a that was the worst wedge shot I've hit this year. Probably. Cheers. Go on then. Bit of two bogey anger in that.
Helps to say bogey though, doesn't it? Rather than going off and tilt.
Yeah.
And make double.
That's what it's basically just what I'm trying so much more of, just to be a little bit more chill. Oh, you gotta give it some if you're doing that, Pete. Come on. I must admit, like strike-wise, shape-wise, that was everything I wanted it to be. Just needed hitting. Needed hitting, Pete. Patience, patience. Cheers. It just really sits nicely for wind off the right. Kind of feel I can get a little bit kind of inside it and like hit a straight little draw. It's just one of those, suits the eye, and obviously got nice memories on it. It's okay, come on then. It's making way too many mistakes, silly mental errors. Come on, keep your focus. It's it. Did no one else see the hole like that? No, it's just 179 middle. It's downwind. 18 is the perfect number. Push it, wind. Go, 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 go.
Very good.
Oh, the one you didn't hit. It's an interesting level par for 9 holes.
Okay, back nine. Big back nine as well. If I want to try and get a score on the board and climb the leaderboard. Good start actually on the 10th. Absolutely blasted this tee shot down the fairway. Only left myself a flick with a 54-degree wedge into the green, and probably hit one of my best approaches of the day, leaving myself only about 6 to 7 feet. I thought this putt was going to break from the left edge, and it just stayed out there. Pretty poor read, but a good putt. So I'm feeling still relatively positive. You know, even though I wasn't striking it quite as good as the day before, the chances were coming and a few more birdies were flowing. So I felt like I could pick up some scores on this back nine. I struck a fantastic hybrid off the tee on 11, straight down into the corner, pretty much exactly where I wanted it to go, but then left myself with a choice. I had 220 to the front of the green, and I hit this 5-iron trying to reach. In my preparation, I thought, well, I might just hit a wedge and then try and wedge it on. But I went for the green, got to the left-hand side in the thick rough that I know is difficult, short-sided, hit actually a fantastic strike with my first flop shot, but it landed short of the green. Then with this chip, terrible lie, hit a great little shot, which ran on. So I've got this putt for a par. And it just didn't break. Absolute gut punch to bogey a par 5. It really, really stings. Singes the nostrils because it stinks to high heaven. But one of my favourite holes is next, and I just feel so comfortable on this tee shot with a hybrid. Set it out to the middle of the fairway, a little bit of a draw using the wind. It pitches into the slope from left to right, and it dribbles back down into the centre of the fairway. I felt so comfortable with this on every single round, including the practice rounds. It's just tricky to keep the momentum going when you know there's no real chance of winning. You just want to be finishing high up the leaderboard, and you feel like you've got to push. And when you feel like you push, that's when things start to go wrong. And that's what I did with this shot. I tried to hit a pitching wedge, a little slider left to right, hit it towards the back of the green and get it spinning to the right-hand side. But I overdid it, short-sided myself. This chip, I must admit, still winds me up. It took an incredibly firm bounce, flies past the hole, and leaves me with a 12-footer for par. Hit a good putt, it just didn't break in. It stayed absolutely straight. Back-to-back bogeys. Thanks for coming. You've no chance of finishing in the top 5. Why don't you just go to McDonald's, go home, and cry in a puddle of your own making?
Golf, golf, golf.
I couldn't do that because I've got some more holes to go. Hit a really good tee shot here. It was pin high when it landed. Just check out the amount of spin here. Zip. Honestly, the ball just finished off the green, so I couldn't line it up, but this is purely a pace putt. And it almost worked out. It's such a difficult green, this, sloping massively from right to left, leaving myself one of these little 3.5, 4 footers, which haven't been a strength. Pulled that one right in the middle though, was happy about that. Now, this par 5 is easy. You just hit it into the fairway, knock it towards the front of the green, and you got a good chance of an eagle. Did I do that? No, of course I didn't. I smothered it left because I didn't want to lose it right, and hit it into the worst place that you can do, in the middle of the trees, in thick rough. Have I got a gap to get to the fairway? Yes, I do. What is the chance that I can hit just a little pitching wedge, land it in the middle of the fairway, let it roll out, and get on in 3? Sounds easy, right? Oh, no. How about it flies out of that lie like I've just struck a 3-iron downwind? Of course, why wouldn't it do that? Goes through the fairway, finishes in this thick rough. I've got to get a lob wedge on it, hack it out into the fairway. So I've got a chance to get up and down for a par. All I need to do is hit a 9-iron at the marker post. Do I do that? No, of course I don't. I pull it left, leave myself with a hump in between me and the hole, pitching onto a downslope. But it's okay. My short game is getting better. How about I just land this around the front of the green, let the contours take it down, and do I have a chance of holding it? Of course I do. I'm a professional golfer, just on the edge. But you know, short putt, it's going to be easy. So I get onto the par 3 tee, and I must admit I'm absolutely raging inside. It's one of the most difficult things to try and keep control of your emotions when you're running hot. And I'm really proud of the tee shot that I hit on this hole. It was a little 7-iron, held back into the wind, straight on line with the pin, and it just kind of checked at the front of the green, didn't roll on. It was a good putt, just stayed slightly left on me all the way. But that's absolutely fine. Like, it's a good par, it's a tricky hole. This next tee shot surprised everyone in our group. So it's slightly into wind, and I've hit this drive well, and it's slightly downhill. It pitched at the top of a tree and fell down. The tree from the tee is 320 yards away. If that had missed the tree, it'd have carried about 330, 335. I honestly want to rehearse that swing and figure out what I did, because it went absolutely miles. Hit a really good little pitch down the hill here, pretty much exactly what I wanted to do, quite a firm bounce, just ran past the hole, leaving myself with a 15-footer for a birdie. Hit a good putt, just stayed a little bit on the left-hand side. I was expecting it to break, but wait,
Wait, how's it going to break when you hit a 15-foot putt with the pace of a 45-footer up the hill? Of course it won't take the break. Why would it? Why would it? It wouldn't, would it? Stupid idea. So I've got this little putt to save par. If this would have missed, you could have seen a lad put a helicopter across Leeds Golf Club. But it was actually a really nice one. Like bang in the middle, held my nerve. Thought I should have a little bit more of a go on the 17th. It is drivable, but the wind had switched at this point, so it's pretty much straight into. But because of the swirling nature of the breeze around the trees, hit a pretty good shot, but it just landed in the left-hand semi. This was a very weird pitch. I didn't think I'd hit it that bad, but it kind of skewed out to the right-hand side. I must have got a little bit trapped on the inside, left the face open. And to be given a 35, 40-foot putt for a birdie after having only 70 yards in, it's not very good. Fortunately, my pace control over the last few days has been absolutely immaculate, so I definitely wouldn't leave myself a 5-footer and miss it. Kieran, can we just have a little snapshot of my face here? Set in a way which holds absolutely no secret into how I was feeling at this point. Angry, frustrated, fuming with myself and with the world. That's how a 3-putt makes me feel. So I've gone from level par after 9 with a few birdies to all of a sudden I'm 5 over par. And I don't feel I actually played that poorly, but that's what having a scorecard in your hand does. You know, you don't get any breaks. You've got to be on it all the time. And I just faded away on this back 9. I really came apart when it really mattered. And it's a great learning curve moving forwards to try and control my emotions better, to let the bad shots go, to not get frustrated. And that's what happened on this last tee shot. Like I was frustrated, tried to force an 8-iron up there and kind of hit it a little bit fat, coming up short of the green, leaving myself with a really tricky pitch. I struck this ball fantastically well, but I just pulled it a little bit, and that kind of left me with probably the most awkward short putt on this green. Sure. So it's about 6 foot here, but I'm aiming a foot outside left, and it really required me to have a perfect pace just to drop it in the edge. And it happened. A perfectly paced putt.
It's not the one I wanted to finish on, I'm not going to lie.
Okay, so finish with a 74. So that's 145 total. That's going to leave me down in, I don't know, 30th, probably, something like that. We'll have to wait until all the scores come in. Generally, scoring out there is a little bit tougher than yesterday. Greens are definitely quicker, the wind's kind of switching direction, and there's some rain, which is due to come in. So what the winning score will be, I don't know, probably something around 6 would be a good one. Ultimately, super disappointed. Just putting, and it was hard to maintain my attitude today that I had yesterday, even though I actually had more birdies. It was just difficult. I just wasn't there properly today. However, I did make the cut and play some decent golf in between. I've got another competition coming up this week, so I'm just going to reset, go for that, and then we've got a little Matter of the Head Pro Series coming up. Oh, and then the Tour Championship in Atlanta for the Creator Classic. I've got plenty to go to, I just need to reset. Kieran, well done over the last few days. Guys, subscribe, check out these question open videos here. I want to try and end this on such like a more positive note, but I'm just feeling like so, just a bit down. But hey, listen, this is Tournament Golf. This is real.